welcome back everybody. We are doing another power ranking video today. We are trying to bang this entire list out today. So, yeah, we're going to dive right back in. I've already ranked my top 6 teams. Just to give you a little rundown, I have Bills at 1, Broncos at 2, I have the Bengals at 3, Chargers at 4, Bucks at 5, and I got the Rams at 6. I originally had the Rams at number 2, but since the game last night, they've slid down to number 6, so I'm not really going to be covering anything else. I already did the breakdown of that game, and I've already done, the description of why I think they should be ranked where they are, so I'm pretty much up to date on that. If you want to find out more about that, go check out those 2 videos. They should be releasing around the first one's already out. The breakdown should be releasing around the same time as this one. So, and I'm going to make a playlist out of this whole thing, so it'll all make sense. Do not worry. But yeah, so we got 1 through 6. We're going to move forward. We're going to move on to number 7, which is my 3rd AFC West team in the top 10. I'm very excited to see this team play. It is the Las Vegas Raiders. And yeah, they made it through a lot of turbulence last year. They had a lot of off the field trouble, a lot of things that didn't have to do with the game of football messing up their season. They probably would have made it deeper into the postseason if it wasn't for everything that happened, but they still made the playoffs. Derek Carr led that team. He was the guy, and they looked pretty good, and they had an amazing offseason this year, and they've gotten a lot better since last year. So that has moved them up to number 7 for me. And yeah, so let's get into it. Like I said, they had a fantastic offseason. They hired Josh McDaniels from the New England Patriots. Great mind at head coach, and I'm very excited to see him get a second shot at it. I know the first one didn't work out too well, but come on. It's Josh McDaniels. He's from the Belichick tree. Not every coach has worked out. Head coach has worked from the Belichick tree, but I believe in this guy. I believe in his second chance. I think it's going to work out really well with this roster that he has. He came to a great roster, and there's not really much more to be said about him. We're going to see how well he does as the season progresses. The Raiders made a massive league-shifting trade this offseason when they traded for wide receiver Davante Adams from the Packers. And I gotta say, a lot of people consider Davante Adams the best receiver in the league. If not, he's most certainly top 3, top 5. I would say for me, he's probably in my top 3. He's a great weapon to add to Derek Carr's arsenal. They played together in college, and they're going to play together on the field in the NFL on a great roster. Their offense is going to be a lot better. They filled in a lot of holes along the down the entire line, filled in some depth. They're just a much better team than they were last year. They picked up a big defensive end and go alongside Max Crosby. They're going to have a good D-line. They brought in defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. I think he's going to be fantastic with them. They got cornerback Rocky Sin, who is a fantastic cornerback, and I don't know, on both sides of the football, the Raiders look pretty good enough to be number 7th, and somehow number 3 in my AFC West rankings. So, yeah, it's the Raiders. There's not much else to be said. I really hope that they, after all the turbulence they had last year, things go a little bit more smoothly this year. Hopefully they don't have any injuries, because if they don't, they're looking at a deep playoff run. They are going to be very good in a very stacked AFC. So, moving down the list, we have the 49ers at number 8. Now, the 49ers had a great playoffs last year. They are sitting Jimmy Garoppolo, so Trey Lance can start. Trey Lance looks like a very exciting quarterback to watch play. He's that strong arm type of dude. He can move with the football. He's big. He's athletic, talented, and they gave him a few chances last season during the regular season. I really hope they don't continue to use him like a fullback, because I just don't really like seeing quarterback design runs in this league. We got to protect the quarterback position. We got to start protecting the quarterback position. It's just a better thing for the sport if they aren't getting hurt. If somebody like Trey Lance, who's got all this excitement around him, gets hurt in week 1 because they decided to do a quarterback dive on a 3rd and 1, that would just be disappointing. That would be really disappointing. That would knock the Niners down even further down my list. I did want to rank them higher, but they had a pretty bad offseason, I gotta say. They did re-sign Deebo Samuel, which was very big. I was thinking that they were going to end up trading him away, but no, they brought him back. They gave him a big extension. But I don't know. Other than that, I mean, they signed Charvarius Ward from the Chiefs, who had a pretty good season with them last year. He's good pickup on the defensive side of the ball, but besides that, like their offense, they lost Raheem Mostert, a very key part of their offense and the way it's run, part of their scheme. And they lost 3 offensive linemen over the offseason. Alex Mack retired. Laken Tomlinson left in free agency. There's 2 very, very big names, very core pieces to that offensive line. So I wish they could have done more to keep that core together. I didn't really see them do a lot to replace those guys, which is not an exciting thing to hear when you have to acknowledge that this is going to be Trey Lance's first real year starting as a quarterback. You want to help the guy as much as you can, and seeing these guys leave doesn't help him, especially when you don't turn around and try to fill in those holes after they've left. You just don't like to see that, and I know they're going to use Trey Lance as a fullback on some plays. They did it last year. The dude's big. He's got good legs under him, and he's young, so he's got a lot of time ahead of him. But you don't want to promote injury trouble as a possibility. I have to say, though, they are a good team. There's a reason that, even though I'm speaking all this negativity about the 49ers, there's a reason they're still at number 8. They are a good team. They are a good roster. They're just a little bit worse than they were last year, unless Trey Lance steps up in a very, very big way for them and brings them back up the ladder. Because, I mean, they did surprise everybody last year. I don't think anybody expected them to go to the NFC Championship. But hey, Jimmy G is a backup quarterback now. He is truly a backup quarterback now. And I thought that alone was a questionable decision. They could have definitely gotten a little more value for him, but it shows they don't have full confidence in Trey Lance yet, that they're still, that they might have to sit him. And I understand why they might not be so confident in a guy when he just lost 3 offensive linemen, 2 of them being Alex Mack and Laken Tomlinson. Also, Raheem Mostert was a massive support valve, and I don't know. I do like this team, though. I do like them, and I wish the best for them, and like I said earlier, I hope we see some competition out of the NFC, because right now it doesn't look like there's much. They're top-heavy, but I don't know. So, yeah, that concludes the 49ers at number 8. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will carry on with number 9. in my next video. And thank you for coming around. Have a good one.